Hey y'all, good afternoon or good evening. How y'all doing today? So just wanted to come and talk to us about how healing properly is the best thing. Because I told y'all, like in my previous videos, when I go through a breakup with somebody, I don't really sit and deal with all the emotions. I go through some of the emotions until I find somebody else to get up under. And so all my life, that's how I've been moving. You know what I'm saying? When I go through breakups or whatever, I just find somebody else to go and love on. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to deal with the roller coaster, the emotions, all that good stuff. You know what we have to go through. But now I'm to a place where I'm going to sit in it. I'm going to really observe myself, look into myself, and really figure out what it is that I want, how I want to be treated, what I'm not going to allow somebody else to do to me. Because it seems like every relationship that I've been in has gone the same way every single time. So now I got to do something different to get a different result. And so I'm sitting in it. I'm not thinking about relationships right now. I mean, I think of them. Of course, I'm human. But I'm not thinking of, oh, well, I'm getting lonely now. Let me go ahead and find me a new boo real quick. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm messing up at. I'm running and trying to find somebody because loneliness done kicked in. When in reality, I could be by myself. But sometimes we do have the urge to want to have opposite sex, or you know, the other partner in that time of, because I'm not gonna call it loneliness, because I'm not gonna say I'm lonely, because I'm not lonely. I'm actually like really happy and peaceful right now where I'm at. But before I get into the story, I just want to tell y'all where my mind frame was at that time, and so how it just always backfires on me and it never works out. You know what I'm saying? So my thing was, I need to get up under the next guy so I don't have to deal with none of the feelings, the pain, none of that stuff, sitting up in the room playing sad love songs and, you know, just feeling like, oh, my world is crushed because I don't know what to do now that this person is not in my life no more. You know, so I don't want to go through that. So what I would do is I would just quickly find somebody else and give my time to them. You know, I would try to get to know them, and you know, things kind of move quickly and you miss some stuff because now I'm rushing to get to know this person. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to feel those feelings. So I want a lot of your time. I want to spend a lot of time with you as much as possible. I want to go places. I want to keep doing things so I don't have to sit and deal with the feelings, the memories, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's where my mistake was with dating. Not actually healing and dealing with things and getting my mind back together, because all I'm doing is carrying on what I had in the last relationship into this new relationship, and that ain't good. You know what I'm saying? So I need to wash away all that negative stuff that I had going on in the previous relationship before I move on into something else, because that person can be a healthy vibe, and then here I am with my still hurt self, my negative thinking, because I'm feeling like, well, let me just find somebody new to play with, because you know, everybody been playing with me all this time, so ain't nobody serious. You don't really take nobody serious, and then here goes somebody who actually want to be serious with you. Now I don't know how to be serious with him because I done been played with so many times and I haven't actually sat down and healed. And so now I'm bringing to him, well, I don't want nobody who gonna cheat on me. I don't want nobody who gonna disrespect me. I don't want nobody who gonna talk to me sideways, this, that, and the third. I'm telling him everything that the last man did, which I ain't healed. I'm not over that stuff yet. You know what I'm saying? So that's the God's honest truth. But that's not where I'm at now. I'm just telling this story of how I was a little bit toxic too, dealing with the narc. Because remember, I was telling y'all about the guy who was, you know, stealing my energy or whatever. So with him, I realized that later on, as we kept dealing with each other or whatever, he definitely is a narc. You know what I'm saying? And he, what my narc that I had at the time, because I'm not claiming the narc. So when I say my narc, I'm only trying to distinguish that him and the narc that I was dealing with had the same kind of qualities, okay? So, the narc that I was dealing with, he was him, and I was the girl who, the guy who was stealing my energy, I was her. We both were in the same shoes. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So, he's being a narc to her, and also to me, and then my narc over here playing with me. So, I got two of them playing with me at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So, whenever me and the narc that I just got rid of would go through it and separate or whatever, I would, you know, he made himself available to me. He always told me, if you need me, call me. He was like, I will be there for you, just call me. You know what I'm saying? So he knew that I was using him for his time and, you know, to just help me get through till I get back with the narc, okay? Because that's how the routine was going. Me and him would break up, to make up, to get back together, to break up again. You know what I'm saying? It was just a complete cycle, keep going over and over and over again. So he's aware of this because we done this numerous of times. So after that first time me and the narc got back together after I discarded him first, this when the guy who was stealing my energy came into play. So ever since then, whenever he would always respect the game, and if me and the narc are back together, he never shows his face. He never does anything out of the way. He knew his position. He played his position. No disrespect whatsoever when me and him was together. But once me and the narc separated, me and him kind of, you know, we get back in contact with each other, and he would help me bypass time. You know what I'm saying? So things were starting to get serious with me and the guy who was stealing my energy or whatever. And it was an awkward fit. Like, whatever the narc had over me that I was with, it was very, very strong, because I tried to move on past him several times. And let me tell you, it was not easy. For those of you who know, you know. But for the ones of you who don't know, baby, when that thing get on you, when that narc spirit get on you, you ain't no just moving like that. You'll go back 1,000 times over until you actually get it. And baby, we passed 10 times with the narc that I was dealing with. It took me that long to finally just break completely away and say, you know what, I'm done. I'm getting rid of all of this crap that you got over me, and I'm done with it. I'm free. So I'm free now. This is the results of free. I'm just telling y'all some more red flags to look for, just in case you ain't sure you in a narcissistic relationship, or you got one of them little demons laying next to you playing these little head games with you. They sneaky. They sneaky, and they come cute. They come fine. They come ugly. They come broke. They come homeless. They come in all kind of shapes, forms, and sizes. You won't know you got one until you know you got one. You know what I'm saying? So as time goes on, every time me and the narc separates or whatever, me and the guy who was stealing my energy, we always connect back to each other or whatever. And so he comes in and he does a great job with, you know, he put me on a little game or whatever, and then he take me out, show me a good time, and he tries his best to keep my mind occupied from thinking about the narc that I was just with. You know what I'm saying? So he don't have to see me go through that breakdown situation that he seen me in the first time. But ever since the first time, he seen me break down. But he ain't seen that no more after that. Like, once you take me somewhere dark, till I'm about to fall off the cliff, I ain't going back there no more. So that was the place that the narc that I was dealing with would always try to take me back there. But I won't go. So he called me stubborn and hard-headed, because I won't lay down and die for him. I'm not going to do it, sir. Heck to the no. No, I'm not going to do it. You want me to sit here and be broken, sad, and out of my mind over you? I'm not doing that no more. So what I did was started learning the different things that I learned. I gave them names, and then I come here when I was done, the final straw. I came here to YouTube, and somebody said, have you ever looked into narcissism? Now I tell y'all, I ain't know what narcissism meant. When he said it on YouTube, I'm like, but he don't mess with fire or nothing, because your girl ain't know what narcissism was. You know what I'm saying? So I was out here blinded. Like, I was sleep, knocked out, snoring, drooling out my mouth. Didn't know nothing about narcissistic. Nothing. NPD, ain't know none of that. That would have been something else. But when I heard narcissist, I thought of arsonist. So, you know what I'm saying? Your girl wasn't even there. I'm telling you. So once I came into finding this, I'm like, Lord have mercy. I done had a whole narc in my life. A lot of times. He ain't the first one, and the one who was stealing my energy ain't the first one. So I've had a lot of them in my life. But because I was not woke, I had to go through my journey to find out what I know now. And I'm thankful for my journey, because everybody got to wake up at some point. If you ain't woke right now, eventually you will. Because sometimes I like to call myself a little slow sometimes, even though I ain't slow, but sometimes I'm slow to react, slow to get the gist of what you're saying, but I ain't slow. Don't sleep on me thinking that I don't comprehend and I can't read between the lines, because that's where you have me messed up. I get all of that. Just sometimes things that make sense to you don't make sense to me. And if you break it down a little bit to me, then I'll get it. That's the kind of slow I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Just expound on that just a little bit more for me to get what you're talking about. And then I got you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all be here with your girl. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But like I'm saying, you know, so every time me and the narc would go through it and separate or whatever, he's my go-to guy. He always there, and he's always ready. But now that I'm thinking about it, when I tell you this man will jump for me, if I say jump, he will say how high. So that's why I say I was a little toxic too, because I really didn't know he had a thing going on with this other woman. Not until the end. So now here I am right now to this day, sitting back thinking about my actions, taking accountability for my stuff, because now that I know, I was just as wrong as the narc. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not doing something too wrong, or, you know, let me know. But I'm gonna take accountability for what I feel like was wrong in my eyes, because here I am, I'm hurt that my narc is playing games with me, but I didn't know that he had a whole relationship with this woman. I never met any of his women anyway. Thought that he was just single, you know what I'm saying? But he had things going on, you know what I'm saying? He was a single man, handsome, fine, whatever. I know he had women, but I didn't know he had one who he was, you know, been down with for years, and they just having their little ups and downs and things like that either. Because when we talked, he was telling me how much he loved me and want to be with me, and he sees a wife inside of me and all this here stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's just like, I want to show you how to be loved. You don't need this man over here. So the way he talking to me, he ain't attached to nobody. So I get to do with him whatever I want to do with him, and that's wrong too. But he knew his position. He told me it was okay for me to call him whenever I'm going through it with him or whatever. And so all I was doing was what I was told, you know what I'm saying? So I really did want to be with him, you know what I'm saying? But just what the narc had over me was not allowing me to be with nobody. Because I'm telling y'all, I tried to move on from that man so many times. But that's just not the way God wanted me to move on from him. He needed me to just move away from him so that I could see things a lot more clearer. Not for me to jump into the arms of the next man. It was just for me to get out of that so I could get back to myself, because I lost myself in that relationship. I was no longer Shalissa. I was trapped inside of the fog of the narc. And whatever spell he had on me at the time, that's what I was trapped in. And I needed to break free from that so I could see what was really going on around me and with me. So here I am. I'm thinking back You know what I'm saying? Once the end came, because I was, you know, the other guy who was stealing my energy, he became a bugaboo to me. Like, you know, 1 minute, because I told y'all before in previous videos, 1 minute he want to make it official, then the next minute he don't want it to be official, and we were back to that again. And so I'm just like, you know what, let's just stay friends. Because then I was like, you know, I want to go ahead and make this thing official or whatever. And he was like, I'm scared, and I know you're not done with him yet or whatever. He was like, but I know I want to be with you, and I know I'll do anything for you and your son. And he was like, I want to put you in the house, I want to do this. He was willing to do a whole lot of stuff for me, but knowing that my heart was truly still with the narc, I knew that I really didn't want to be with him like that. I just wanted him to help me ease the hurt that I done went through. And it still wasn't doing anything. It wasn't easing the hurt, because then once he's gone, I'm back to feeling what I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying? So he was only there for a moment, even though he wanted to stay as much as he could. But it got so bad, y'all, that whatever the narc had over me, I literally could not enjoy myself when I was with this dude. Like, I'm telling you, we made plans to spend the night. Next thing I know, I'll be waking up in the middle of the night like, you ready to go? Like, he's like, well, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. He's like, I thought I was staying the night with you. I'm like, yeah, but I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like you should go. You know what I'm saying? It would just come over me. You know what I'm saying? If anybody else experienced that, trying to move on from the narc, and then you just start feeling something that make you be like, no, you gotta go. Especially if you're with the, you know, somebody you're trying to get to know, or, you know, you just hanging out with somebody or whatever. It's like the date get canceled quick, like turned out early. Like, I'd be like, yeah, you gonna spend the night, we gonna chill, we gonna do this and do that. And then it's like, after the first thing we do, I'm like, well, you know, I changed my mind. Maybe we don't need to spend the night or whatever. And then it was just weird, because I really was trying to move forward from the narc, but everything in me, it made me feel like I was doing something wrong being with him. At that time, I'm not knowing that the narc is over there with somebody else, because in my mind, I thought he was actually leaving and going out of town and was working on himself. And then when he would come back, he would be straight for like a couple of weeks, a couple of months or whatever. He would come back doing everything that I wanted him to do, you know what I'm saying, that I previously asked him before he left. And so I was thinking that he was actually changing for real. And so here I am with this guilt that I'm over here with another man, and he's over there working on himself. That's just what I told myself. But when we do the no contact thing, he won't call me or text me or say anything to me for at least 3 to 5 months, sometimes 6 months. It ain't never went past 6 months, but he won't say a peep to me, and I won't say a peep to him. And then just out of the blue, when I start to move on, because them flying monkeys, I'm telling y'all, he got people around here watching me. So anytime I would link up with the guy who was stealing my energy, out of the blue, the narc would reach out. Now, mind you, in those times, I'm looking forward to him calling me, because I wanted him back. You know what I'm saying? So when he call in, or he gets back in contact with me, baby, listen, it's a wrap with the guy who was stealing my energy. And he already know that too, so it ain't no big deal for him. But now that I am on the outside looking in and looking back, when it all boils down to it, the guy who was stealing my energy had a woman who was just like me. She was crazy in love with him, couldn't figure out how to get from under his wrap, his trap cycle or whatever, his web that he weaved for her. She couldn't figure out how to get rid of him either, because she would allow him to run back and forth to her when things don't go right for him other places. So just like my narc, when things don't go right for him, all he gotta do is pick up the phone and call me, and here I am to save the day. I go pick him up, bring him home, because we lived together. He just would, you know, disappear for however long he wanted to. But I would go get him, bring him back here, put him back together. So I thought, yeah, put him back together, only for him to turn around and leave me and go get himself in some more mess and come back broken all over again. Then I gotta put him back together again for him to treat me like crap and do it all over again. So she was going through the same thing I was going through. But I didn't know he had somebody like that. Till I'm thinking back on it now. I'm like, well, dang, boy, I just can't get away from the narcs. And they say, you're going to deal with more than one narc in your life. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you've dealt with one already. It's almost 100 proof that you done dealt with a couple of them. More than one, though. I know that for sure. And I have dealt with a lot of them. So the journey that I went through with this narc, it did me some good. Even though I got hurt, my heart was broken, all of that. It took all of that to get me to this place now. And I'm thankful for the journey, because all it did was make me stronger. It didn't kill me. It made me stronger. I'm still standing on my 2 feet. That he thought that he broke both of my legs and left me high and dry, and thought that I wasn't going to be able to take care of myself. And now I realize that when he does come back off of no contact, he only calling to check and see if I'm still making it without him. You daggone Skippy, I'm making it without you. Gonna always make it without you, because God done showed me. Because when I said them words, I can't live without him. God keeps showing me every single day. Oh, you can't live without him? Yeah, you can live without him, but you can't live without me. I'm the one making this happen for you. God making sure I ain't without nothing. So the hole he dug for me is the hole he dug for himself. Because he never, ever, every time he leave, I do better without him. I sure do. So that's why I say I was a little toxic too, because I was still, call on the other guy, knowing that I wanted to be with him, but then again, I didn't want to be with him. But I knew that if the narc called back, I was going to be out of there, baby. So yeah, all of this would be shut down. And so, so I'm like, nah, I ain't going to get that deep with him. So then I just got to a point where I was like, you know what? No, let's stop the trying to have a relationship talk. Let's just be friends. I'll be here for you, because you got a lot of stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? He had a lot of mental issues going on, and he didn't like to take his medicine that he was on. And so, which would make me and him bump heads. And so I just didn't want to go through all that no more, or whatever. But it got to a point where I had to go ahead and just cut him off, point blank period, because he started getting a little crazy. He started popping up at my job or whatever. Even though it was in between the time that me and the narc had split up again. But you hadn't been to my job. And when I come in, they're like, it was a guy came up here asking for you. But that was after he done scared the bejesus out of me in the parking lot. So I'm pulling up to work one night. And, he had been calling me or whatever. And I've been ignoring his messages and stuff and his phone calls or whatever. And I pull up to my job and I'm parking my car. And all of a sudden I see this guy creeping up behind my car in my mirror. And so it scares me, because I ain't got nothing on me to protect myself, because I never have to, you know what I'm saying? So I see this guy creeping up on my car, and so at this moment I can't even realize who he is, because this looked creepy. You creeping up on my car. I mean, he ducked down and he running, he running full force at my car, and I'm just like, who in the heck is you? And so he was like, why you been ignoring my calls? Hold on, player. Wait. Why was you running up on my car like that? First of all, what's your problem? He was like, I just wanted to see you. I wanted to talk to you. You wanted to answer my calls and everything. And then he was one of them big old liars too. Like, I tell him what he did, and he would try to tell me that's not what happened. You know what I'm saying? I had forgot about that. He sure did. He used to tell me, when I'm telling the truth about him, he used to tell me I'm lying. We brought that conversation back up that one of the days before I had cut him off or whatever. I was like, yeah, that night that you ran up on me at the job. And he was like, I ain't never ran up on your car at your job. I said, yes, you did. I said, you scared me. He was like, I ain't never ran up on your car, Shalissa. I walked up on your car. No, the heck you didn't, sir. I wouldn't have been scared if you walked up on my car, because then I would have had a chance to see exactly who you was. But, you know what I'm saying, he had me explaining just like that. But he would do stuff like that to me too. If I tell him a truth about himself and he don't want to hear that, he would tell me I'm lying. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, now that I'm sitting back and I'm thinking about it, I mean, I don't think that I could say that I was wrong, but in a way I'm feeling like I was wrong, because I was playing with him. He knew it. He was playing with me, but I didn't know he had somebody. You know what I'm saying? He knew I had somebody. He knew I was waiting on the narc to get his stuff together. But when it boiled down to it and I finally got the truth out of him, he finally told me about this woman. And so now I'm sitting here like, so all those times when you was over here with me, I mean, he would literally, if I called him and said, hey, I need somebody to talk to real quick, he would drop whatever he's doing. So I don't know what he's dropping or what he's in the middle of, because he never gives me an excuse on why he can't be here. All I know is he coming. He'd be like, I'll be right there. That's all I ever get from him. I never get a, okay, when I get done with such and such, I'll be over there. When I get done putting this up, I'll be over there. No, it's just, give me a few minutes and I'll be there. That's all he ever did to me. So a lot of them times, he probably was with that woman, and here I am calling, and he just ups and just leave her and come in and spend the night with me. But I don't know he got a woman until the very end. You know what I'm saying? So he was being a narc to somebody else too, and was being a narc to me. But I just thought, you know, I always think it's something else other than what it is, because I didn't know anything about narcissism at the time. Just thought that I was dealing with a whole bunch of toxic men. That's all I thought it was, you know what I'm saying? But he was toxic. And just like the narc I had, if certain people would call, he would not hesitate at all. And here we is 4 and 5 hours away from his people. He'd be like, yeah, we'll be there tomorrow. Just like that. We'll be there tomorrow. So, you know, it's just a whole cycle. You know what I'm saying? So you do reap your karma, and they reap their karma too. You know what I'm saying? Those who know bear many stripes, and those who don't know bear fewer stripes. You know what I'm saying? So I would take a stripe because I didn't know, you know what I'm saying, that he had a woman and he was doing those things too, all at the same time too. But then again, I would just say he would take the bigger burden of the whooping, because he knew what he had going on. I didn't. But when I made those phone calls to him, I'm telling you, he would just up and leave in a heartbeat and come to me to do whatever it is that I'm asking him to do. And don't be wanting to leave. Sometimes, I'm telling you, I would have to literally like be like, man, listen, I thought I wanted you to stay tonight, but I don't, you know what I'm saying? Because I would have this eerie feeling like the narc is standing over the bed watching me or something. And so, you know, that's how I was operating in between me and the narc being separated and everything. I knew I didn't want anything serious with him, but at times I felt like I did, and at times I didn't. So that was my little toxic trait in the situation. But I didn't know that he had a woman that he was doing these things to, just like the narc that I had was doing to me, until the end. And so now here I am thinking about that, and I'm like, dang, you gotta take accountability for that, because you just called him and you know you really didn't want the man like that. And so for him to drop everything he doing and he run to your, you know, your beck and call, you don't know what this man dropping to just come for you or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So me being in that position, and I know how that junk feel, I can only imagine what she was feeling or going through at the time, that he just, whatever they're in the middle of doing, he just up and just drop everything and go to come to me. And that ain't right, you know what I'm saying? So I can't be on, you know, I can't be mad because somebody doing me this way and then I turn around and I do it to somebody else, you know what I'm saying? So it goes both ways, you know what I'm saying? That's actually how I'm set up. When I was a little bit younger, I wouldn't have cared. But because I'm mature now and I have grown up, and I just really want somebody who gon', you know, love me the right way. So if I'm gonna love you right, love me back the same way. You know what I'm saying? So I think about things like that. So, you know, that was just something that came over me today. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of things I would do different in my life. And I'm sure it's a lot of us out there who would do a whole lot of different things in our lives too. But you know what I'm saying? Your journey is your journey, and you gotta go through it. And if it don't kill you, it ain't gonna do nothing but make you stronger. So live your life, make your mistakes, grow, and learn from them. That's all we can do. Make better choices. Do something different to get a different result. And that's how I'm doing. I'm doing something different than what I've been doing, because it didn't work for me then. So let me try something new and see if this will work for me. And if this don't work, then I'm gonna just keep on trying until I find what works for me. That's all I can do. Stay growing. That's all we can do. So you grow, I'ma grow. We gonna all grow together. We gonna all put our heads together in this community, and we gonna help each other. We gonna love on each other. We gonna tell each other the truth, and we just gonna keep it real. Life is too short to be sitting here playing games with other people and telling all these lies and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just time to just keep it real and fall in love with ourselves. And that's a part of being, you know, being in love with yourself. You gotta first tell yourself the truth before you can go and tell somebody else the truth. Because if you can't tell yourself the truth, how you gonna tell somebody else something? You just can't. You'll just be opening your mouth telling a whole bunch of lies. And I can respect the truth better than I can respect the lie. So that's what I had on my mind today, y'all. Just wanted to tell y'all that. And I'm about to sit here and prep my nails for my next nail creation. And so yeah, and I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my day. I don't know, we might be on the karaoke thing tonight. I have to see what Life with Tashana is talking about, but I think she does want to get on tonight. And if she do, then I'll hit you guys with the join link, and y'all can come on over and chill with us, grab your drinks or whatever you need. Come on in the karaoke room and chill with us, cue up, sing a song, or just sit, listen and chill and send comments while we're singing or whatever. It's all up to you, but just do something with your Friday or your weekend. Do something that make you feel good, baby. If it's a drink, sitting on the couch in front of the TV with your blanket, and if you just so happen to fall asleep before the movie come on, baby, that's okay too. You tried to wait for the movie to get started, but it just took too long. You had to go ahead and close your eyes real quick before the credits come on and everything, but you fell into a deep sleep, and that's okay. That is okay. We all human. It happens. It sure happened to me sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. But I love y'all. I pray that y'all have a great, awesome weekend. Tomorrow we're back in Florida to try fishing again. And y'all pray these fish act like they got some sense and come on and jump on my hook so I can catch something, so I can go live or, you know, record and share it with y'all. Just pray that the fish just hit my line, you know, let me come in and show them off and then throw them back or something. You know, just, they ain't gotta act like that, you know. But yes, so I love you guys. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Continue to love yourself. Fall in love with yourself more and more every day. That's the best healing and growth that we can do to ourselves. You deserve it. I deserve it. I love you. Keep doing what you're doing. Mwah. Have a great day.